Here, what's up? Chef Gordo, about to teach y'all how to make shrimp and crab stuffed salmon. All you need is garlic powder, black pepper, seasoning salt, Old Bay, paprika, crab meat, salmon, of course, fresh salmon, better, shrimp. All right, now we're gonna put that butter in the pan. We're gonna whip that butter up, let it melt. Then you're gonna drop the shrimp in. All right, they already cleaned and peeled and all that. You just drop them in, then you start seasoning. You already know I told y'all the seasonings. It really don't matter which order you go in. Just use enough. You know how you want your food to taste. I don't use that much seasoning salt because I never want nothing to be too salty. Then you just continue with the seasoning. You know, drop all that shit in the pan with the shrimp. Make sure you got enough butter. You don't want it to stick. So boom, after you put all your seasonings right, that's when it's time for you to start mixing that shit. You start whipping the pan, start whipping your wrist, all that shit. Make sure the shrimp covered. Make sure they fully seasoned. They not sticking to the pan. You know, you pretty much do that till they like a nice pink on both sides. They not overcooked or undercooked because you gotta remember you're still putting them in the oven. So boom, that's how they go before they done. You know, just whipping them. I let them cook on on the stove, probably like 3 or 4. Not that high of a flame. I only turned the flame high because I was trying to hurry up with this video. But boom, whip them, whip them, whip them. Boom, so while them joints in the pan still cooking, that's when you start seasoning your salmon. I use the same exact seasonings for both the shrimp and salmon. So with your salmon, you gotta cut that joint, fillet it. You can ask the market, can they do it for you too, especially if it's fresh. But I basically just make a pocket where it's not too shallow on the bottom or the top, so you can stuff it and close it. Season that joint. I start seasoning the inside first, and then I season the top of it and the bottom of it. You know, just make sure it's seasoned all the way around. You don't want it to taste like fish. You don't want to just have that fishy taste. Boom. Look at them Jones, man. Seasoned all the way through. You just drop them in the bowl, finish seasoning your salmon up. And you gotta remember, never too much Old Bay. Ain't no such thing as too much Old Bay, baby. All right, that's how that thing should look, man. Nice and seasoned. From there, you're gonna roll it back so you can start stuffing it. Make sure that crab meat broke all the way up. And dump it in there. Dump it. Look at that shit. Then you're gonna mix it up. It's like you want the shrimp and the crab to have that nice consistency. So I use a little bit of mayo. You could use cream cheese, but I just use a little bit of mayo because you're still putting it in the oven. You don't want it to be a lot. You just mix it. You make sure it's a nice mixture. That's how it should look. And then you fill up the salmon. What I do is I put as much salmon that can fit inside of the pocket. I close it and then I put shrimp and crab on top. Like, who wouldn't want that on top when it come out the oven? It's gonna be good as shit. All right, now bet you're gonna get a nice sized baking pan, add a little bit of olive oil. You can use a paper towel or a paintbrush. Put it in the oven on 350 for 20 minutes and why fucking lie. Shrimp and crab stuffed salmon, no humps.